sons of Dogma, forged in lies. They cursed the stars, they veiled the skies. Truth was silence, truth was pain. Their law was wrath, their love disdain. No mercy in their sacred halls, just shadows dancing on the walls. Ashes of the creed falling in the wind, echoes of the screams buried in their hands. Voices from the flame rising from the grave. We were never lost, we chose not to obey. Who dared to see branded wisdom as heresy. For every soul they sought to break, another heart refused to quake. Their servants carved in blackened stone, but now their God sits on the throne. Ashes of the creed falling in the wind, echoes of the screams buried in their hands. Voices from the flame rising from the grave. We were never lost, we chose not to obey. When power shattered into rust, we stood among the dying light, still unburned, still alive. Ashes of the creed scattered in the storm. Truth was never theirs to twist or transform. Voices from the flame rising from the grave. You can kill the body, but not the brain. You can kill the body, but not the brain. Not the brain. Says things I shouldn't fear, but every silence feels like song. Echo of what we never said. I carry all your weight instead. You are the storm I never tame, but I still burn in your flame. Are you the quiet in the flame, the shiver in the falling rain? Do you still walk inside my pain when I forget how to remember? Are you the echo of a name that I can't bury, can't reclaim? You're still here and yet not the same, but I remember. I remember. You trace the sky with open hands, drew constellations in the sand. You said the stars were just the eyes of those who leave but never die. I laughed and said you'll read too deep. Now I'm the one who cannot speak. I light the match, I curse the flame, I call the dark, it speaks your name. Are you the quiet in the flame, or just the smoke I tried to taint? Do you still linger when I dream, or are you fading with the ember? Are you the ghost or just a gleam of something lost of what we mean? You're still here and not unseen, and I remember. I still remember. I talk to walls, they don't respond. I touch the past like it's a wound. Somewhere deep I feel you calm, not in the grave, in every room. You're the quiet in the flame, a soul that grief could never chain. You didn't vanish, just became the thread that holds my world together. And when the stars forget my name, I'll still burn with what remains. You're still here, not just the same, but I remember. I remember forever. Whisper to me in the fire. Meteor, I remember. When I forget, make me remember. I walked the halls where silence grew. The air still holds the scent of you. Your shadow lingers on the floor, but you're not here, not anymore. Time can mend what never heals. I fake the strength I shouldn't feel. You gave me faith, then slipped away. Now night has swallowed all my days, and though I reach through empty space, I only find your ghost embrace. You're the echo in the silence, a whisper in the storm, a flicker in the blackness, the heat when I feel cold. You were the fire I held so tight. Now you're gone, but not from sight. Still I chase the echoes of your light. The stars don't shine the way they did. The sky we love now hangs like lead. I scream into the winds of fate, but fate won't answer, just makes me wait. They say that souls don't really die, but why'd you leave me asking why? You're the echo in the silence, the whisper in the storm, a flicker in the blackness, the heat when I feel cold. You were the fire I held so tight. Now you're gone, but a whisper in the storm, a flicker in the blackness, the heat when I feel cold. You were the fire I held so tight. Now you're gone but not from sight. Still I chase, I'll always chase the echoes of your light. The echoes of your light. A shrine in dreams of glass, each pain a vow we swore would last. But dawn betrayed what night had blessed and left my faith in disarray. Undressed, you spoke like thunder veiled in grace, a storm that kissed my soul's embrace. Now silence kneels where choirs sang and angels choke on broken songs. You slipped beyond the edge of time, but left your shadow etched in mine. I see cathedrals in the rain, where your voice still speaks my name. No priest, no God could understand how you slipped right through my hands. You're the wound I cannot mourn, a sacred scar forever worn. Still I walk these halls of flame, praying in cathedrals in the rain. Your breath once stirred the candle's light, now wax just weeps an endless night. I try to kneel, I try to curse, but neither faith nor fury works. The stars look down with hollow grace, still haunted by your sacred face. I see cathedrals in the rain, where your voice still speaks my name. No priest, no God could understand how you slipped right through my hands. You're the wound I cannot mourn, a sacred scar forever worn. Still I walk these halls of flame, praying in cathedrals in the rain. If love is martyrdom, then I remain your broken shrine, your holy flame. Not heaven, not the earth below can tell me why you had to go. I see cathedrals in the rain, where your voice still speaks my name. No absolution, no refrain, just echoes carved in drops of pain. You're the hell I can sight, the ghost that bleeds in candlelight. Still I walk, still I remain, drenched in cathedrals. Cathedrals in the rain. I can pray to no one, just in case. Whispers turn to warnings, warnings turn to war. I stood where none would stand, now hear me roar. No banners turn to warnings, warnings turn to war. I stood where none would stand, and the scars I owe. No banner, no oath, no brothers, no code, just bones and grit, and the scars I owe. I am the flame they couldn't drown, the nail they couldn't pound. Now I'm a threat. Now I'm alone. So let me be. Let me become. Stone by stone, I built this spine. Your chains will reap, but you call them divine. You wear your mask, I wear my skin. You play to win, I play to end. I am the fire you tried to tame. The beast that won't forget its name. You cast me, I thought I would crawl, but I turned exile into a wall. I don't need crowns or need thrones. I don't need crowns. I don't need thrones. I forge my fate in ash and bone. When you break the vow, no fear, no shame, no borrowed spark, just me and flame, and the endless dark. I am the storm you tried to stall, the echo breaking every hole. You thought I'd fade beneath your storm, but I've grown sharp, I've grown alone. I don't run, I don't require, I am my name. I am my name, I am my fortune. No one saved me, I never begged. This world didn't choose me, I chose myself. They told me to kneel, not to ask why, only how. So I bit my tongue until it tasted like iron. I watched the stars turn their backs. I made a throne out of rust. I never wanted to be king, only free. You who shout from altars high, where were you when I bled dry? You who curse from behind stones, I learned to pray with broken bones. I was not born for banners, I do not belong to legions. My oath was written in fire and signed in silence. Not exile, not martyr, not prophet, just flame, just forward. I am the voice that echoes wrong, the song that doesn't fit the choir. The match is struck to watch me burn, but I became the fire. I am the voice that echoes long, the song that doesn't fit the choir. The match is struck to watch me burn, but I became the fire. They call me lost, they call me proud, they call me fool, they call me loud. They never call me right, they never call me real, but I answered anyway. I don't wear crowns, I eat them. I don't fear gods, I meet them. Eye to eye, brave to brave. If you want truth, here's death. and ask for more. I beg no gate, I broke no door. I am not yours, I am not owned. I am the roam, I walk alone. I buried who I was, built who I became, with no one watching, and no one watching, and no one left to blame. Call it rage, call it pride, I call it surviving. I woke where silence breathes like smoke, in a room where the air still remembers your name. The light through the curtain cuts like regret, and I trace the dust like it might spell forgiveness. I didn't know what I was doing until it was done. Didn't see how far I'd gone till I turned around and found nothing. No voices, no shadow, no path back. They say time smooths out the edges, but it only sharpened mine. And every step since that moment feels like it echoes with what I didn't say. You were there, offering something I couldn't know. I was too proud to show, too cold to believe anything wouldn't break if I touched it. I made choices like weapons, threw words like fire, and watched as you tried to carry both of us through the storm I started. But here I am, counting the ashes, naming the ghost, trying to carve peace from stone, trying to sleep in a bed that still smells like what if. And maybe this is justice, and maybe this is the price. But if you're somewhere I can't follow, know this: if I ever see you again, I won't speak, I won't beg, I'll just fall till I leave. Mean it. You held the chains like they were sacred, said pain was a gift and silence was strength. I swallowed your wounds like broken glass, each lie cutting deeper than the last. You wore a smile like a dagger, blessing your grip while you crushed my name. You called me lost, called me saved, called me yours. I never did. Because the only savior I ever needed was the fire I became when I stopped believing in you. Before I knew the weight of names, not a choice but a brand burned deep, passed down like a curse in blood and shadow. I walk where others won't, through the hollow fields, the hushed soil, where nothing grows but everything remembers. They call me omen, call me thief, but none call me force. The ones who whisper feel my step, as if truth lies in my breath, as if justice could wear skin and bleed. I never asked for this burden, never begged for the visions that claw behind my eyes, but the dead speak when no one listens, and I've learned their language far too well. Betrayal like it's grain, but the harvest doesn't lie. The blade always finds the hand that throws it. The wound always knows its master. I've watched kings choke on gold, watched saints rot under spotless robes, and I stood silent, not merciful, not cruel, just inedible. Some say I'm vengeance, but I am only the balance, the hand that turns the scale when the lies grow too you swore would stay back. And ledgers and laws in ink that never touched our hands. They crowned themselves with distance, fed us silence, and called it peace. But we remembered the sound of our fathers' words, carried like flint in the back of the mouth. Not for vengeance, but for justice, carved in the raw breath and powder. We stood not because we were many, but because we were no longer wasn't for glory, this wasn't for gold. This was the promise that no tyrant lives forever, and no chain is too sacred to break. We didn't fight for what we had, we fought for what we believed we could be. And in the ash of our defiance, we forged a new name, not perfect, but ours. Ours. As madness, your sacrifice as failure, but truth does not rot, it waits. You didn't ask for monuments, you didn't beg for praise, you walked the hard path because it was the only one that let you sleep. There were days you doubted, nights you wept with fists clenched to your chest, when things stood cracked but unbroken, a bleeding but unbowed. And now the world did mock you, bears your words. No, the same mouths that once spit your name. Oh, as who comes, they call you Cathedrals. They call you Stormborn. You were human, afraid, alone, and still you chose the fire rather than burn. So if this world's a on the left, if sleeps beneath the dust. What coils behind the veil of reason? It speaks not in words, but in echoes. And every echo is a warning we've already ignored. The skies were never meant to stay blue forever. The stars are not symbols, they are stars, burning through the fabric of time, telling us again and again, what we build without soul will fall without mercy. They crown themselves with logic and ledgers, measured the world in profit and stone, and call it progress, while the roots died beneath them. But I have walked the edge of the storm, and the silence there is not empty. It listens, it remembers. We were given the fire to guide, not to consume. And yet we chose to burn, because light was too slow and patience too weak. And now the old sides crack open. Now the rivers sing backwards. Now the wind moves with purpose, like a hand brushing the surface of something vast and waking. And those who laughed at omens will learn to kneel in the ash. It's not punishment, it's correction. Breath of the earth pulling itself back from the infection of pride. They will call it judgment, they will call it end, but it is simply the truth returning in a language older than God's, carved into the bones of those who once stood but forgot how to bow. They built their kingdom high, where no shadow could reach. They dressed their laws in gold and spoke of virtue with mouths that bled lies. I was born beneath the floorboards of their truth, a name they would not speak, a shape they could not mold. To them I was flaw, fracture, the line in the mirror they refused to say. They said I was broken, I believed them, until I was shivering together, headless that's maybe dancing. Songs us together lead a face. I hear the church take like on and die. Then we judge some life flame. You know I rise, not as the children in their fables, but as the truth they were too cowardly to face. I wear their judgment like armor, their rejection like flame. They crown themselves in light, but I have seen what that light hides. They speak of order, but I bring balance, savage, cold, and earth. I was not born wicked, they made me choose. And when all paths led to fire, I learned to burn beautifully. Now there will tremble when I speak. Now the stars dim when I pass. I am not what they feared, I am what they created and tried to forget.